Lastly, you have worked a lot on net assessment, scenario building, and also understanding the capacities of other countries, power capabilities. How do you think these capabilities have evolved as domains in India? And what do you think we should do to be analytically ready to understand the new challenges that are confronting India?
That's a very good question, sir. So we need to. There's always talk to have induct more and more technologies. Let's put it this way: the quantum, this, AI, EW, EMP, DEW, etc., etc., etc. But what India needs to do is look at civil military fusion in technology development. What I talk about civil military fusion is that we have to have a fairly reasonable idea what are the kind of civilian technologies that we need to develop and evolve in our country. How much of a dual use military function do they do? And what are the military technologies that we need to develop which will have an important civilian function? So we, in our comprehensive national power, I'm not going on to the economics and that's not my area. Those are other smart guys. You are smarter than me. So what I'm trying to tell you is, in terms of comprehensive national power capability development, we need to leverage technologies in concert with how we feel our future uses in conflicts and situations are going to happen. And we have a very interesting example of what is happening in Ukraine and Russia, which is a very interesting war, high technology attritional war. People are fighting from trench to 100 yards to 100 yards, but they are using bullets, but they are also using more drones, more smart systems. The artillery systems are being managed through iPads and things like that. So your ISRs are being shifted. So what the future we need to do is to create a credible dissuasive capability throughout against both our neighbors, and also India has to also learn that at some stage in next 10 years or so, it has to start seriously thinking of projecting power to secure its interests. So for what do we need for that? What kind of forces do we need to have? What a system do we need to have? What kind of assets in the sky we need to have? I'll give you a small example. Today we have a NAVIC. We have 7 satellite NAVIC. It's not fully functional. We are dependent on GPS. Okay, tomorrow if Americans were to play around with a GPS and say even change the GPS by 5 yards or 10 yards, etc., see how much difference it will make. So because we don't have our own GPS, we have to have integrated GPS system located on the weapon system, and so do hundreds of other things that we need to do. The first and the foremost thing we have to do is look at critical areas of technology that we need to have. We need to have quantum. Why quantum? Quantum is that tomorrow, if I were a quantum communications, I do not need to worry about my OFCs. He can destroy my OFC. My command and control will not be tested. Similarly, quantum sensors. I can use quantum sensors to ensure my I don't need a GPS. So there are a number of such technologies which we are thinking about. We are discussions going on. Uh, I mean, we had a lecture on India's space capabilities. We are looking at it, but the problem with India is that we have a good idea of what we want, generally good idea. We look at the things, but in our implementation we are very slow. And one of the indications of why we are slow and its implication was the Prime Minister had to call a meeting during the middle of the last 3 days to ask the DRDO to step up production, ask Baba Kalyani to come over and step up production. So this is what we need to do. We need to look at these things much more critically. And I will put them all under civil military fusion for integrated national capability development.